this ill-fitting glove. One full minute of footage that was probably so expensive to film, Disney felt it could only be justified by including it in multiple episodes. Opening doors like this isn't efficient. Make a tiny door in the big door. Everyone knows that.
What were your orders?
Was killing him not obvious? I mean, perhaps there'd be some confusion if the assassins dropped in out of the sky, covered Fett in margarine, pulled out pan flutes, and farted pennies out of their asses while circling a cauldron. But they, tried to kill him. So why his question?
Well, if he's not gonna speak, he no longer needs his head.
Fortunately, the Nightmare Pumbas here interpreted Fett's order in this non-lethal way, instead of committing to the actual decapitation that they could have easily assumed he meant.
Overpriced. You're paying for the name.
I'm sure more than a few Disney execs said something very similar in 2012.
Their reputation is legendary. There is no way this one will talk.
Yeah, well, I've got a Rancor-shaped plot convenience that says otherwise. Earlier, I saw the ornate grate on the floor, and I thought to myself, man, how is anyone going to peer into this Rancor pit to see the victim below? But now I realize the show's just going to change the dimensions of the bars for maximum cinematic effect.
It's empty.
You said disappointing letdown for fans around the world wrong. Call me picky, but when I was promised a galaxy far, far away, I wasn't expecting 90% of my time to be spent on the same dusty planet populated by overachieving sandcastle builders. The excessive amount of Gamorrean gaze in the filming of this TV show was not something I was expecting.
This area here is restricted.
Restricted, but not locked?
Go to Garza's sanctuary.
Yes, blindly follow the suggestion of the individual that you still strongly suspect sent assassins to kill you. Where's Admiral Akbar when you need him?
You haven't heard.
Now, Flip isn't exactly playing the pronoun game here, but rather its closely related cousin. The referencing an important development so vaguely that the main character has no choice but to ask a further clarifying follow-up question instead of just telling them what we all know you're eventually going to tell them anyway. Game. Title probably needs some work before we pitch it to Darth Ravensburger.
The twins have laid claim to their late cousin's bequest.
Yes, we're getting a crossover with that bonkers Star Wars Visions episode with the crazy mech suits and... Oh. Turns out that the drum we're hearing is a block away beating in open air and is super tiny, like the size of my ass. Now, when you see the drum, you may think, wow, the TVSins narrator has a big ass, and maybe I do, but as far as drums go, it's a small drum and it shouldn't be heard from that far away. Do you ever stop and look at the creatures of the Star Wars universe and then create a short list of possible reasons why it could need its hairy chest covered in tiny bikini triangles? Is the fabric protecting sun-sensitive hairless skin? Perhaps it's a fashion choice, a dare, or highly offensive nipples that society has deemed too inappropriate on a female because it may or may not cause someone to think about something sexual, and that's obviously her body's fault somehow. This is a f***ing painted water butt. I'm sorry, but I was expecting my 2022 Star Wars show to have production quality slightly higher than Doctor Who circa 1971.
You can bring as many gladiators as you wish, but these are not the deathbeds of Dur, and I am not a sleeping Trandoshan god.
This is, I'm sure, a very impressive retort to anybody who has the first f***ing clue what either of those things are. Isn't it super convenient that Fett's memories are shot so cinematically through a series of dramatic camera angles? Here's a confusing part of the story where a train goes by and kills a whole bunch of people, and then you come to find out that they didn't really need to be shot if they'd have just stayed away from the train line. Breathing in Tusken dead skin cells. Title of my Tusken sex tape? Fett walks into a fight in progress, and the speed bike gang instantly grabs their weapons as if they know he's there to kick their ass. But why did no one assume Fett was there for a brew? Or maybe to play that nifty bar game? Why the force did Fett even bother bringing the shooty stick? Instead of mowing these fools down from the interest, he fires one shot and then uses it as a club until it breaks. Why not lead with the actual beady stick if that's all you're gonna do? I think I saw a sign calling this the one at a time bar, although at the time I thought it was referring to the number of drinks you can buy, not a handy pre-warning referring to how you can expect to be attacked.
This makes it go. This makes it stop.
This stops and goes on for all the driver's ed amount of the never-ending desert of please Vader get on with it sometime.
Like a bantha. Yes?
No, stop it. Fett is a badass. Fett is trained. Fett is fit. Fett needs to cover his f***ing face to protect him from the sand. The end. Lever pulling, graphics aligning, nozzle twiddling, excitement.
Watch out!
Character stands still like a brainless Muppet instead of actually watching out for a very obvious danger, cliche. That Gordy stick must be made out of super heavy Gordy wood to not instantly fly off the train at such a high speed.
Are you carrying spice?
We appear to have an off-worlder coming to the rescue of an indigenous group of desert people wrapped in tension centered around an ambiguous but highly sought-after spice. Why, Dune, does this Dune sound so Dune familiar? Dune.
Now I'll travel under the protection of the Tuskens.
But just these Tuskens, right? The internet tells me that the Tuskens are made up of disparate tribes that cover vast amounts of desert and rarely number more than 30 to 40. How can Fett guarantee anyone's safety all the way to Anchorhead if, you know what, screw it. I already know far more about Tatooine anthropology than anyone ever needs to. What? They must have known this was the water card and they're just going to let 90% of it spill into the damp desert? This is some absolute bantha sh**.
A gift? Why?
I mean, is Fett that clueless? He just killed the train and gave them massive scavenger supplies. A gift is the least the Tuskens should do. Nope, 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 no thank you, nope, no way, I am not looking, nope. Oh wait, I have something for this. Skip. Previously on one of the Star Wars prequels that I'm still not going to rewatch no matter how much you try to force it down my canon. Fett's nasal passage survives this. They finally give him some head protection, and the second he steps outside into the blazing suns, he takes it down. Is he determined to keep his dome as sunburn as possible? At first I thought this double trained on for some time, which was sort of fun, but also long. Then I thought it tripped on for some time. But now I realize this episode actually sundial woods on for all the sometime. Judging by the fever dream one must go through and the hours of intimate woodworking one must do, I think it's safe to assume that these staffs carry a deeply symbolic and personal meaning for their owner, which makes it all the more ridiculous that this whiffle snapped his just so that all of this water could be wasted. Wait, what happened to the A-plot? We were with the Ocean's Raiders of the Tatooine Express for so long I could be forgiven for forgetting about it entirely, but that doesn't mean the writers should have as well.
And I am tripping bear balls.
Am I devious? Yes, I think I am. But as the old saying goes, I didn't come here to make friends.
Gun knuckles for 8.
Want some bacon?
No, man, I don't eat pork.
Are you Jewish?
No, I ain't Jewish. I just don't dig on swine, that's all.
Why not?
Pigs are filthy animals. I don't eat filthy animals.
Oh my God, David, what are you doing?
I'm teaching him how to ride a bike.
Oh, please don't. You know I can't stand the sight of blood.
Ah, seems like tuna steaks. All I want is to fight on the top of a train.
It's not right.
You think you can do these things, but you just can't.
No disassemble.
Where are you going?
I'm here to see the mayor.
You don't have an appointment, do you?
Well, we didn't know how to make one.
Appointment for what? What do you want? We need some help?
Coolant leak! We have a coolant leak, everybody! Let's go! Let's get out of here! Everybody